This is a little hard to do on camera. I'm also trying to avoid all of the bunny poop on the floor, on the ground, which is why I'm not just shaking them onto the ground and picking them up. Hey, just a really quick note is responsible harvesting. To not take more than like 20-30%. I usually see 20, I hear 20-30, a third, depending on the type of, sorry, I'm shaking so much. Depending on the plant. So this is a garden, a public garden, that this crabapple tree is here. And crabapples are super like productive. And I had, you can hear the motorcycles and stuff, or the dirt bikes, all Baltimore. Anyway, it's a crabapple tree and they're really prolific. So like I noticed that like the fruit would just get on the ground and rot. However, like bunnies really like it. I don't know if deer eat it. Deer eat it. But I know bunnies love them and I know the birds love them. And as you can see, it goes all the way up here and it's super heavy laden up there. And I'm not going to make an effort to go all the way up there and try to get those. I'm getting the stuff I can handle, I can easily pick, or if I can shake. If you have a tree of your own, or one that, I don't have a sheet with me. There's also the sheet method where you would lay down a sheet or a piece of fabric. A towel could work. Sheet was pretty much easier. And you can just shake the tree, and the stuff, the items that are, the fruit that is ready will just fall onto the sheet and you can just pick it all up, which is really nice. I don't have a sheet and I could do that to like just pick them up, but there is bunny poop everywhere and I don't want that. So I'm just gonna pick them. I like it anyway. So, all right, let me get back to picking. All right, I have a basket full, which is a lot. So anytime I go and forage, I try to think about what I can also do to like give back to that space that I'm taking from. And normally I'll bring like a little bit of compost, or I don't know, plan on like bring a trash bag and plan on cleaning up the park a bit. But this time I kind of came here on a whim. So I decided that I guess what I could do is shake a couple extra and leave them on the ground for the rabbits and other critters that live here. It's what I have, and you know, if there's trash, I see a piece already, I'm gonna pick it up. But I really see foraging, or like, yeah, like I guess foraging as I'm getting caught up in my words. But I see foraging as kind of forming a relationship with a place. And growing up, moving all over the place, I didn't really have a relationship with the place. And I'm finding, like not growing up, but like living here now, I'm finding parks that I love. This tree I come and see every fall, and grab some crab apples. So I'm gonna change directions here. There's a helicopter going above. I'm gonna change directions here so I don't have to hold this phone, and it probably is shaky. So, but yeah, I am just enjoying like facilitating like this feeling of place for myself and just like connection to where I live, and just thinking about the whole ecosystem in which I exist. So it's not just me taking things that I want, but it's also like how can I make sure that I'm plugged into the ecosystem in a way that like also like perpetuates the system movement or gives back. So yeah, I helped the tree potentially spread its seed, also potentially helped feed some animals. And so what am I going to do with crab apples? Crab apples are not apples you just want to eat off the tree. They taste very bitter and sour. Is it bitter or sour? I don't know. They're not very tasty right off the tree. But I have found that my favorite use for them is apple cider vinegar. it's very easy to make, and maybe I'll do a quick clip at the end of this on how I make it. I used a recipe that I found a long time ago and I printed out, and it like has saved me a lot of money because like I didn't realize how easy it is to make and how much it makes. Like I usually make a big batch in the fall time, and then it ferments, and then by the time I'm ready for it to ready to use it, or it's ready for me to use, then it lasts me the whole year. So apple cider vinegar, like good apple cider vinegar, like if you're thinking of Bragg's, is like what, $14, or I actually don't know how much it is now. The last time I bought it was like probably like 3 or 4 years ago. Um, so it is really helpful to buy one of those. Like if you're gonna want to get started doing this, you're gonna need a little like, well, you don't need it technically, um, but I would recommend like going through your apple cider vinegar now. Like I just bought a Bragg's one unfiltered because it's not filtered, it has the culture. So once I was done with it, I just like put a little bit in my with crab apples and like the mixture I'll show you, um, and then it's like a starter essentially, and that thing will live in all of your ACV going forward, and that way when it's time for you next year to make it, then you can just pour a little in. But yeah, so apple cider vinegar, crab apples. It's gonna get a little chilly, but I'm gonna show you this really pretty sunset, and then I'm gonna go home and feed my cat. All right, thanks for saying hi, and yeah. Oh. Hey y'all, it's a different day. I didn't get home in enough time with also needing to make my own dinner to process the crab apples. So, a quick note about that though, this is the first time I haven't processed them the same night. It's been like 2 days, and some of them are starting to get a little bit of soft spots. So, make sure if you can't process them that day, just make sure you are processing them um, ahead within a couple, like a day or two. And I got a lot, so it's totally fine. I just went through and like pulled ones that had like big soft spots or like were rotten. So I just pulled those, put them in the compost, um, and so it goes. So really quickly, just because like I don't really have the space to show like a cooking tutorial yet. I need to like set up things, but make sure you wash them. I rinse them. You can also set them in some water with a little bit of salt. I'll see, like this one. I wouldn't really use this one. It's funny because we are going to be like, they're going to be rotting and fermenting in here, but I generally like if they have, if they have large spots where they have rotted, I don't put them in there. But little soft spots will be okay. Anyway, so wash them, just make sure, you give them a rinse. You don't need to scrub every single one. So I have this. It's like a brewer. It was a gift. So what is really cool is that it comes with this lid that has like this, I think it's called like an airlock or whatever. I don't actually know the name of this thing, but this was a gift, but I think you can get them. I mean, if you just look up like brewers fermenting glass or jar or whatever, it'll come up. Because what happens is that this allows air to release without having to like open it up and like every couple of days. I like this too, especially when I'm using things like fermenting sweet things, because otherwise, like the cheesecloth thing, I've had instances where I just like it brings in so many fruit flies and it drives me a little crazy. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here. And then what you'll need is just some sugar and water. So the ratio, the ratio is 1 tablespoon to 1 cup of water. And how much you'll need is going to depending on the vessel that you put it in. So, I just fill this up, and then you're going to go ahead and fill it with water and sugar. I'm going to, if you heat up, I'm actually not going to do this because I'm slightly impatient. I haven't seen a real difference of when you not diffuse it. What is the one I'm looking for? Dissolve. There you go. Dissolve the sugar in the water over the stove and then pour it in. My thought is I don't really want to do that too because then I have to wait for it to cool completely so that it doesn't cook the apples. And I don't really want that. So I'm just going to go ahead and add, I've added it just cold water right in and then the sugar in with it. And that really helps me too because I can never remember how many cups of water I need. So so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So if this doesn't make a horrible sound, I will leave it in. All right, I'm just kind of inspecting to make sure. Yeah, that one's fully rotted. Oh man, there's a couple of them. That's really a bummer. This is also a great recipe, and you don't have to use crab apples. I like them because it's kind of the only thing I use them for. And they're free and I can go forage them. But if you have especially around the holidays, if you do things like apple pies or something like that, then you might have a lot of apple peels and things like that. If you put those and you save those, sometimes you can throw them in the freezer, and then when you have enough of them, you can actually put them in here with crab apples. Or if you have let's say you get a big bushel of apples and you can't eat them all fresh before they go bad, make apple cider vinegar out of them. Ooh, there are some there of them. Mounted them here. I wonder if that's where that saying a bad apple spoils the bunch, hey? But I'm glad I'm getting to it today because I don't want to waste all of this. And to be fair, it would go into I would always throw it in the compost, which then to me that's not waste because that gets turned into soil and goes on top of my garden. So, all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue and get this processed. Oh, I realized I did one step without telling you about it. Is the day that I got home, the thing that I did do was, so each one of these, it's going to be kind of like a cherry where it'll have a stem. You want to remove them. So that is probably the most time intensive thing about using crab apples. Is that you'll have to remove all the stems. My favorite thing to do is either do it with a person and just talk and do something kind of like that. But another thing you can do if you just would you're alone or whatever, you can put on your favorite show or whatever show you're watching or a movie and just do it while you're watching. It's kind of a mindless like activity that you just don't really need a lot of like focus in order to do, so you can do something else. So anyway, I could probably get the last of these. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go get the water and stuff ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pour the water. I'm not very good at the whole, oh, let me take the volume of this and figure out how many cups I need in that. With all of the crab apples, I have no idea. So I'm gonna just go ahead, what is this one? Oh no, it's just a, anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it my way, but if you're one of those like superstars that can do that, do that. It's probably faster. So, all right, I'm probably gonna speed this up too. So, and all the while though, I'm gonna be, because this is 2 cups, I'm just gonna be keeping in mind how many I'm putting in here so I can put the ratio in there. All right, so that is 8 cups. So we're gonna do 8 tablespoons of sugar. I always have to like mutter it while I do it, otherwise I'll lose track. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, oh, there's a floating one, so I'm just gonna grab that one. And I'm gonna go ahead and just like stir it around a little bit, but it's pretty much gonna go in here. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and just put this on top, and then I'll let it sit on my countertop. I usually put it in like a corner, like not right directly in front of a window. So it's one of those things, like don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Put it in a place where you'll see it and that you'll remember it's there. So, but it'll sit for 4 weeks and it'll, you know, turn to alcohol and then it'll turn to vinegar. So I've never made crab apple, like hard cider from crab apples. I'm not sure if it would be very good. So, but I don't know. Somebody might be like, oh my gosh, you must try it. So anyway, I hope that you make apple cider vinegar for yourself. It's really cool. I like kind of feel like it's a point of pride for me now that I don't buy it from the store anymore. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. One of the key ingredients is that you're gonna want a little dash of the apple cider vinegar culture or apple cider vinegar that you bought that is unfiltered. Or if you have stuff that you've made before, you'll just put a little bit of it in there. But yeah, so just make sure when you go to the store and you buy it, like it's the unfiltered kind, because that'll have the yeast still in there, and the like the mother will still be in there, or part of it, I should say. I used Bragg's unfiltered. I just got one of those, and then I've been keeping it alive for years now. So, and it's like you don't have to continuously feed it. It just is. I don't know. There's probably more science to that I didn't explain, but I'm gonna go do that real quick. So here's an example. Here is one of the bottles that I have of the stuff that I just made from leftover apple scraps that I've had. This is actually lighter color because like I used regular apples versus the crab apples. I find that the crab apples actually have like a pinkish hue. It's kind of cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna add just a little bit. You can see where, I might just go ahead and, I'm not gonna shake it up completely, but to try to get some of that all in there. it's all gonna be in there, so like I don't really have to do that, but I'm just gonna literally I'll probably put like, I don't know, there. Probably didn't need to put that much in there, but why not? I have a number of these. I have a couple of these, couple bigger ones, and then I'm making some more, so I'll be okay. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just put that in there. Just make sure that the little the funnel, the thing that I don't remember the name of, but this is like secure in it. And then yeah, you're just gonna let this sit and ferment for 4 weeks. I keep them out of the fridge, so they will continue to ferment. So like the flavor at 4 weeks, I think, is still more mild than I like I want it to be. But over the weeks and months that I have it, it changes flavor. So anyway, all right. So thanks for coming by, listening to me talk about apple cider vinegar and crab apples, and then you got to see one of my favorite places. So. All right, more videos coming soon. I've been working with some health things and just like the world. So just getting back into the groove of it.